What movie is made for children, but is actually really deep? Lilo and Stitch. Especially in terms of Lilo and Nani's relationship. Edit. Also, Stitch is actually a very complex character, you really need to read between the lines in order to truly understand him. Wall-E. Coraline. Only is it deep, but it's fucking creepy too. Meet the Robinsons was way too convoluted for my young mind to understand deeply. I mean, yeah, time travel, funny Dino with tiny arms and the woman he wanted to be his mom was actually his wife was my takeaway. But it's extremely motivational. Teaches how to be self-reliant and still value family. How to live with your past and enjoy the present to get the future you want. Teaches forgiveness and empathy. That nobody is beyond a second chance. It's one of my favorite movies of all time and I'm so happy to have gotten to experience that in my lifetime. Monsters University. It was really refreshing to see a movie that didn't try to push the false narrative of, you can be anything you want to be. Sometimes, you're just not going to be big enough, or fast enough, or strong enough, or smart enough. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't embrace your own strengths and talents to find what you can do. And if you focus and keep an open mind, you can find a new dream, and a place where you can excel on your own merits. Iron Giant. Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Inside Out. The Tigger movie from around 1998. It's all about Tigger trying to find his family and not realizing the folks from 100 Acres Woods are his real family. Meet the Robinsons. I was going through a tough time when that movie came out. I just graduated high school, I had no direction, still loving at home, my mom was an alcoholic, my dad was always working so he was never around, my sister was away at college. I cried so much during this movie. The message really spoke to me. Keep moving forward. Things might suck now, but I had my whole future ahead of me. I put myself through school, got a career, I have a beautiful house now, and I'm expecting my first kid. It does get better. Most of Pixar fits, but I also wanna give a shout out to Kung Fu Panda. It's a beautiful story about loving yourself and embracing who you are. Up. It comes across as just an old man and a kid going on an adventure. But not only is it sad at how he got his dream but lost his wife so she isn't there. It's a crazy redemption arc too. That by helping this kid he heals himself and can finally be at peace. I suck are explaining it but you think apted haha. 9. After an apocalyptic war between humans and machines, the world is completely destroyed and void of human life. However, a ragdoll awakens in this world and it holds the key to humanity's salvation. Land Before Time. That movie hits you in the feels. Pretty heavy stuff for a kid's movie. Coco. Well, I have to say The Fox and the Hound. Zootopia. It starts out as a cute film about animals living like humans, but quickly turns into a film about classes in society and racism. Not sure if Spirited Away's target audience were children, but I'm 100% sure that the movie has a really, really deep meaning behind the story. Studio Ghibli, keep being awesome. The Secret of NIMH. The Neverending Story. The end where she says he is taking part in their story, while we are watching his, and they are all part of the never-ending story. Finding Nemo, pretty much at the bottom of the ocean at times. Most kids' movies are deeper than most adolescent films. Just compare something like Kissing Booth to Inside Out or Up. Ferngully. Finding Dory. As a father of an autistic daughter that will never be independent, this one hits me in the stomach every time I watch it. Not a film but a TV show, are loved by all. Avatar, The Last Airbender. Deals with really dark and serious matters even though its target group is children. Edit. Really? I make one simple comment and get so many upvotes while when I left my soul on posts and comments I get 14 at the most. Great. Bedknobs and Broomsticks. The climax is Angela Lansbury using the power of Satan to fight the Nazis. Holes. Megamind. The Last Unicorn. It's a kids' movie because it's a cartoon about a unicorn, but it's quite serious and has themes of identity crisis, existentialism, and unrequited love. Toy Story 3. Kubo and the Two Strings. The original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Madagascar, Midlife Crisis. Ice Age 1 and 2, That Pink Thing Is Mine. Humanity, Parenthood, Existential Crisis, Global Warming. Wreck-It Ralph, I Am Bad, and That's Good. I Will Never Be Good, and That's Not Bad. There's no one I'd rather be than me. 12-step program. Moana confident, feminist and no love interest. Up. Not a movie, but there were some episodes of Hey Arnold that shook me as a kid that are still pretty deep. I'm thinking mainly of the pigeon man living on a roof somewhere and a bunch of kids destroy his camp, and that goddamn Christmas special about Mr. Hyun and his long-lost daughter. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Did not expect that movie to be so wonderful. Edit. Respecting the hyphen. The Incredibles. It's been said that there is a fair amount of underlying Randian philosophy in it, especially Syndrome's belief that if everyone had superpowers then no one would be special. Mary Poppins. The song, A Man Has Dreams, where the dad thinks his whole life is falling apart, and Bert reminds him, through song, that investing in his kids while they are still young is more important than all he has lost. An important lesson for parents, and completely went over my head as a kid. The Iron Giant. I've only seen as an adult, but it was 10 out of 10. Christopher Robin. The Dark Crystal. Watership Down. It has a PG rating. Edit. I actually think the 1978 rating was U, but I could be wrong. Edit 2, James and the Giant Peach. How can I forget that movie as being amazingly good and sad? Ponyo. Charlotte's Web. My least favorite movie because I had never read the book and the trailers lead me to believe it was a children's fantasy-style movie. Probably the only movie that literally made high school me weep in the theater. Like Ugly Snuffly Weeping. Bridge to Terabithia. I've never watched it again and have no intention of watching it again, all because if messed up young me emotionally waaaay too much. Both my dad and I thought it would be similar to like Harry Potter Witch and the Wardrobe type fantasy, based in real life where the kids escape to a fantastical realm and have adventures. Nope. Not remotely that. Straight roundhouse kick to the feelers. Lorax. The Lion King is one of the pinnacle movies that is made for all ages but has themes that resonate with adults. The main lesson to take away is that people should face their fears rather than trying to deny it and run away. In this current climate, I think that advice is crucial. However, in my opinion, it is one of the best films ever made because of that message. Also, it talks about how to deal with and accept the death of a loved one. It is necessary for everyone. Any Pixar film that isn't Cars. Hunchback of Notre Dame. Despite it being a children's movie, the movie is incredibly dark and deals with very mature topics that are normally not presented in children's movie, much less a Disney movie. Inside Out. It's a great children's movie, but it gives an insight to how emotions affect a certain person's action and thoughts. A Goofy movie. Max, Dad, I have my own life. Goofy. I know that. I just wanted to be a part of it. I was 10 when I saw that movie and had forgotten all about it until another comment in another thread reminded me of that movie. Guess I was too little, too naive to understand it.